Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? GM. Just make sure I got the volume and everything good here, and we'll get started. In 1 second. All right, looks like we are good to go. Good morning, GM. Hope you guys are having a good morning. If not, turn your shit around and let's get it started. Let's see. Let's close out some of this shit real quick. And we'll dive in. But GM chat, believe in yourself. You're braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you can imagine. That's a quote from Roy T. Bennett. Something about that, man, is like, if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to achieve them things you're going to believe in. I have to do this thing, and that's good. That's good for people that have responsibilities that are a little bit bigger than others. But if you have the confidence in yourself to believe in yourself and take that shot, man, I think it's more than worth it every single time. Just know that shit ain't going to be easy. This might be one of the harder positions I've ever put myself in life, but I think that the outcome that will come from this is worth it. And there are going to be people that aren't going to like it. They're going to think that you're an idiot. They're going to think that what you're doing is a bad idea. But they also gave up on what they wanted to do in their life, and they are, they live, maybe, depends on who they are. It could be, let's say your parents, for instance. They did what they could to provide and put a food up or a roof over your head, but if you ask them what they wanted to do in life, it's probably not what they're doing right now. Most people, just saying. And I don't know, I guess I just always believed in that as a kid, and I heard it, and it was like, you can be whatever you want to be, but you can't. Like, you can be whatever you work towards. Like, that's the reality. And especially at a young age, when people say, what do you want to be? It's like, well, fucking, I don't know, I want to be an astronaut. Well, you can be an astronaut if you work towards being an astronaut, and if you're healthy and all of that. But I don't know, you get the point. But you got to believe in yourself, and you got to know that there's more out there. If you accept, you know what, no, I got to do this, I got to work this job, I got to, whatever it is, like, yeah, that's exactly what you're going to be. But for me, I'm in a position right now where it's like, I believed that I could get to this point like 4 years ago. Now I look at where I'm at now, and it's like, I want to get to that next step, and I'll get there because I believe it. I work on it, and I make the sacrifices in every aspect of life. And most people aren't willing to do that because it's not comfortable. It's not glamorous, but it comes. And you just got to decide for yourself if it's worth that, bottom line. Let me take this little 5-10 minute thing off real quick, and we'll get back to it. Hide that. But yeah, man, life isn't complicated. It's rather simple. It's something that we personally put into it to make it a little bit harder. So whatever that thing is that's making your life hard, you'll know. Your gut's going to tell you, whether it's fucking going out and drinking or partying, whether it's spending all your money on dumb shit, and whatever the case is, you know, it's that simple, but it's not that easy. The easy part is just working at it a little bit, trying to get a little bit better every day. Progress is literally success. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, but that quote sums up what the Web3 dogs stand for, or Web3 underdogs stand for: creators, builders, pushing beyond their limits, believing in their vision, even when the odds say otherwise. So keep that in the back of your mind. And if that's something that you align with, you want to get yourself a Web3 underdog, it's a commission piece, 101. It'll be added to the collection. And if I ever do, a generated collection, that fur, that skin, whatever it is, those traits will be added to that. But right now, it's just building a community of like-minded people that are, putting themselves in the grind. They want to be successful. They want to win. They want to try to do things. And they might not be given the spotlight or the attention that they need to get there. And that's something that I've always wanted to do with Solana Made Simple with SMS Crypto, is elevate people that are doing cool shit in the space. And yeah, if you guys, you fall in that category, hit me up, and we'll see what we can do. You want to come on a space, you got a podcast you want to talk about, I'm always willing and welcome to have people, come on and talk about that, whether it's the pod or the stream or the spaces. So yeah, keep that in mind. But I'm SMS head of Solana Made Simple and SMS Crypto, founder of the Web3 Underdogs, and the artist as well. Welcome to SMS Live, or GM Chat rather. SMS Live later today, where we get our day started on the right foot. Today, we're going to break down some, top 10 cryptos, take a look at some of the memes, and see if there's any news that we want to talk about But one of the coolest things that are going on today, we are going to be joined at 11 o'clock with Quix, the famous fox from Solana, or on Solana, that's been rolling with the Soulflare Guardians, man. We're going to have him, like I said, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, a few hours from now. Really looking forward to catching up with him. He just got done, the Solana Accelerator event, and dude looks like a movie star now. So shout out to Quix, man. Really, really love seeing your growth and everything you've been able to accomplish in our friendship here. So looking forward to sharing that with the rest of the people out here and diving into a couple other things that I got in the back of my mind. But keep your eyes peeled for another guest this Thursday. You guys know who he is. He's a big creator. You've definitely seen him. You've probably been into his spaces. He's a straight up goated builder, man, and I'm pretty happy to have him on stage. I've been following him for a while, and I like what he's been doing. So I'll make an announcement of that. But like I said, you guys know exactly who he is, and it'll be fun to talk to him and see what we got going on. He was able to squeeze this in because he's making some decisions to really lock in and press fast forward on what he's trying to do, or at least put a little bit more energy in there. Because as you guys know, energy flows where your focus goes, and if you're all over the place, if you're not dialed in, it's just going to be like that. Like for me, if I just tried to do this sporadically, I didn't have a routine, I didn't have goals of mine, it wouldn't be as good of a production. But I know I got this, that, I know a couple other daily things that I like to stay consistent on, and you get into a groove. I was talking with somebody the other day. They're like, what's your process and all of this? And this is something I want to be able to help teach people and share with them. Like, how can you get to this level? Well, constant repetition carries conviction. And if you keep showing up, you keep putting in the work, you keep doing the best job that you can, man, you will definitely get there. And yeah. Oh, look, here we go. We got Des in the building again. Thanks for coming through, Des. We appreciate you. But yeah, man, it's been a journey, and that's one of the things. Like, this journey lasts longer than the success. Once you get to that point of success, whatever that might be, you'll find that it ends rather quickly, and you're like, fuck, okay, I'm here now. Now what? Well, now you got to keep going. Now you have passed the test. You're ready for the next stage. And if you're not getting to that point, it's because you have not passed the test. You have not done what is needed. And that's the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, really putting that standard in there. And if you don't believe me, well, then try it. Try to get to where you want without doing the legwork. Try to speed run it. Try to use bots. Try to bullshit your engagement. Try to, like, even if it's sports, you know what I mean? Try to cheat. Try to cut corners. Try to travel in basketball. You're going to get caught out for that shit. Or if you find a hack, well, you're a fucking hack. The quality isn't there. People will know that very clearly. You can look at anything, and you can just look. This is somebody that cares. They're original. They're passionate. They're putting their all into this. And this is somebody that has some curated bullshit. And trust me, there's an authenticity that will carry you further than anything else. But like I said, I'm excited to bring this new creator on, and I'm going to be bringing more guests on as often as I can, talking about different things. So if you guys are interested, you got something you want to talk about, you think you might want to come on here and either join the conversation, or maybe you just want to talk about what you're building, what you're doing. If it's something I align with and I think it's dope, we're going to come on and talk about it. But you guys are always welcome to come in here. Like, if you're listening right now, you want to come on stage and go back and forth with some of the stuff that I got to talk about today, more than welcome to do so. But drop your tickers in the chat. Let me know what you want to have broken down, anything you want me to look at. Share this space with your friends, your DMs, your crew, whatever you got to do. Get more people in here. We got 28 of you guys in here, so shout out to you. I do appreciate that. But if there's something you want me to break down, like I said, just shout it out, put it in the chat. I'll take a look at it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. I'm going to share my screen with you. Hold on. I was pretty proud about this one. It's nothing too crazy, but it's one of them things. It's like people were telling me, you should do this. I'm like, I don't really ever need to. Like, I'm not there yet. I just didn't feel there yet. And I know that, like I said, this isn't anything too crazy. But I put my LinkedIn together, or not LinkedIn, the Linktree, and I got all of my content and everything on there, so I don't have to try to figure out ways to put all my links in there. You just go to the Linktree, you got everything. You guys know what it is. But I just didn't feel like I was ready to have that. I didn't feel established enough. Maybe I should have, done it sooner. I don't know, but it's there now, and I'm pretty proud about it, because you go to any of those channels, except for Instagram. Instagram is not the best one right now. I mean, it's gaining traction. It's growing. Like I said, there's progress with it every single day. But I'm more proud about the success of TikTok. Wasn't even paying attention to that. That thing is just constantly growing faster than everything else. But the YouTube, all of it. But the main thing that worked for me was being extremely consistent, like writing it down, making it happen. And my IRL job that I was working at, I was putting more focus on doing this there. I was trying to find time to use there, and I mean, I was ahead of the game there. I was way way ahead of the volume. They just didn't like that I was able to do that, and they didn't like that when I went to Denver, I had paid time off, and I told them, I was like, hey, I'm gonna take this day off. They're like, oh no, you can't. I was like, well, I have to pay time off, and it's 3-4 weeks in advance. I'm definitely going to be doing this. And the reason they had two managers that were friends. They finally felt comfortable enough to leave the office and take vacation together. So I ruffled feathers. I did what I felt was best for me. And honestly, that's what kind of walked me out the door, was not listening, not or abiding, to my bosses and shit like that. But there were some pieces of shit, to be completely honest with you, that put me in a position that was fucked up. I tried to go to HR to be like, hey, I don't want to lose my job. Can I just do this remotely? And they're like, no. After that, got demoted from salary to hourly, removed my manager title, and basically wanted to control me every single fucking move I made and micromanage me. And I was stressing out bad. I honestly think that that's what helped with all of this crash out. I mean, things are hard here, especially when it's pulling away there, like the whole crash out. I mean, people, they made memes about it, they made jokes about it, they talk shit about it, but that's the quality of the people that you're dealing with. And you can chalk it, oh, it's just crypto Twitter. Nah, dog, you're just a piece of shit. Like, that's the way it goes. But I was going through a hard time, and I had to make a decision for myself, and honestly, it kind of made things a little bit harder, but I think that that's part of it. Sure, there are responsibilities and obligations I got to meet, but there's ways to do it, and there's ways to work around it. There's sacrifices you need to make to get to that next level, and if you're not willing to make them, then stay at your job and do this as a side gig. I don't want to do this as a side gig, though. As you can see, I'm doing 2 streams a day, doing spaces weekly, constantly interacting and trying to grow and network and figure out, what is my purpose? Who is my audience, and what am I trying to do here? And it's coming together more and more. Somebody I spoke with was the homie Scotty. He's one of the guys with Bonk Artistic Masters, I think is the acronym, BAM. Someone made a token. He CTO'd the token with everybody else, and they got daily spaces with exchange art and all of that cool shit going on over there. And I've been tapped into that whole community, the Galactic Geckos. And man, I learned a lot. I had a call with him, the one-on-one coaching thing, and unfortunately, I don't have the money to pay for the coaching, unfortunately. But he did help me out with this book thing. Something I'm going through. There's exercises to really help you focus in on what you want. Well, when I filled it out, I thought those answers were exactly what I wanted to do. But now I look back, I'm like, nah, that's not it. That's not exactly it. I thought that might be it, but he did say, like, this will change. These things will change. My point about talking about all this is, like, you can want to do things as much as you want to. You can have the most ambitious fucking goals in the world, right? But the reality is, if your goals don't have the proper systems, and you're not going to get there. Whoever has the best systems will be the most successful. You can have the most ambition in the world, but if you don't act on it, if you don't put the energy and the focus and do the things that are necessary, sometimes you got to remove yourself. Like, sometimes I try to interact with people and I can clearly see, like, they don't want to fuck with me. I'm like, why? What the fuck? I just got to not take myself so serious, let it go, and understand, like, that's not me. That's on them. And if they have an opinion, it reflects on that. But again, like I said, you take yourself out of the equation, be like, this ain't a big deal. This just ain't my people. You can't force something that's not going to be there. And in time, people will see that. They'll see, like, you know what? Maybe I should give this person a shot. So don't take yourself too seriously. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can ever give you guys, because it's not worth it, honestly. But with all that, guys, that's just the intro. I want to kind of give you a little bit of mindset, something that I like to start with. Like, I literally drill and brainwash myself with the most motivating videos and talks that I could find on what's it called, Spotify. I constantly am going through that, and it helps, man. It helps really regurgitate that out to other people. And you just got to remember, this shit that I'm saying isn't necessarily just for me. usually, well, for everybody else, I'm not trying to preach to anybody, right? I'm trying to be the person that kind of lives through the teaching. So like, I need to be the embodiment of what I'm saying to you. I have to listen to my own advice. I have to practice the same things I'm saying to you. So it's not preachy. It's not telling you this. It's just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm finding success. If you were running into the same problems, hey, this is where it could help. But putting a system together, talking to people that are a little bit better than you. My point is, get a coach. If you can find somebody that's a mentor, a coach, if you can find it for free, even better. If it's somebody that's, looking for a pay, that's their job, and you can respect that. You don't have to, but I didn't. I always thought it was kind of cheesy. I was like, I don't want to fucking pay for a coach, but in reality, I got a kickboxing coach. I've had basketball, baseball, track, cross country, all of the sports I've ever played. I had a coach. When you get into, chess club or something like that, you've got somebody there. When you go to school, you have an instructor, a teacher. They have a curriculum that they want to teach you. It's not what they want to. It's the system. Not always the best system, I'll say that. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. The one thing in life is having a coach is good. Why do you listen to the shit I say? Because it just sounds different coming from me than it is coming from your own head, because all of us have these natural things that will put up blockers and kind of make you step back and be like, hold up, I don't know. Let me be comfortable, because comfort is what we're taught. When you cry as a baby, typically your parents pick you up, right? And as you get older, you go through things, you look for help. And the more times you don't get it, the stronger you're going to be. And the more pissed off you're going to get, the more hungry you will be. And when you keep pushing on that, you keep hammering down, like, I'm not going to fucking give up myself here. People around you start to see that. And they start to say, like, oh, there's something to this, And that's where, again, you can call it a coach, you can call it a mentor, you can call it a voice person, whatever it is. But you find your people, you find that voice, you trust it, and it goes a long way. But if you're not getting to that next level, you got to take a look at it and be like, what am I doing? Who is my audience? What is my purpose? What am I trying to do? Is this a real, like, hobby thing? Or, this is a real, like, legitimate career path? Or is this just a hobby? Do I need a vehicle to get there? You have to be that person. Or, like, I don't have children. I don't have a spouse. I don't have a partner. It's just me. So I don't have the same responsibilities everybody else has when it comes down to it. So when somebody says you're going to, like, drain yourself, outwork yourself, you're like, maybe. But I'm also the person that runs extra laps. I'm also the person that's going to do one more push-up. The reason I used to start these at, like, 11:10 is because it's 11:11. It's one more. It's always one more. And when you get into that mentality of, like, let me just do one more. Same thing with trading and all of that. Don't use stuff that you can't lose. Just don't be a retard. But if you are working towards something and you exit it, but you know that it's coming, and you know that it's going to work out there, like, every time you think about it like this, just do one more. Typically, that one more is right around the corner. And I don't know, I believe strongly in that. So I don't know, take that for what it is. Now, let's get into this stuff, guys. I know you want to see what's going on, and we'll break it down a little bit. I want to take a look at some of these charts and see where's my fucking, there we go. Let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. Oh, there was some rapper dude, Dan, that followed me. He's one of those pudgy penguins. He has this song called Cope Harder that's out today on Spotify. I didn't tell him I was gonna, share this with you guys, but he's just somebody new that I came across within the pudgy or Pengu ecosystem and all of that. And I don't know, seemed like it was cool. So I was like, let me share this with you guys, tell you about it. But I gotta find his name. It's Dan something. He's got this song called Cope Harder, and he has a bunch of stuff on SoundCloud. I went through it, taking a look at it, and I don't know. I just like supporting people doing different shit in here, and you don't see a lot of people, putting music together. So when I saw that, I was like, this is dope. Might as well take a look at that. But let's see what we got going on here with the coins and the charts. Where's this at? Oh shit! The other day, I guess I forgot completely about this, but apparently I ordered myself a DGOT hat, like the red trucker hat. I completely forgot about it because I was hanging out with the beer coin homies, and it was like, I guess late at night when I ordered it. But I woke up and I was like, what is this charge on my card? Like, what the fuck is this? And I looked at my email. I was like, oh, I ordered a red trucker hat. This is DGOT on it. I guess it was like a day or two after I bought the Ute. But I don't know. I thought a lot about it. It's something I wanted to do for a while, and the homie Tact was kind of asking me like what I thought about it, and it put it in perspective. Like, well, I've wanted a Ute before. I owned one before, but I wanted to brand with it. I wanted to kind of go forward with it just because the content creation, the recognize, or it's easily recognizable. And I changed all of my, my other, what's it called? The frickin' YouTube, TikTok, and all of that with that, just so I could see it. But it worked out pretty good. I don't know. I like it. But that's what I want to represent when it comes to, Solana and doing all of that kind of stuff, and just in crypto in general. But there's a lot of opportunities out here. Find what appeals to you the most and stick with it. I mean, I think that goes a long way. Here's the chart, right? Okay, yeah, there's Bitcoin. So this is still respecting the trend. I still think that this is going to be headed up to 120, 150 and continue moving up. But actually, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta go look at something real quick. All right, we're good to go. It's heard a noise out there. I had to go inspect and see what was going on. But where are we at? What am I talking about? Oh, prices. So first, I'll just want to kind of take a look at Bitcoin, see the progress with this, and look, it's respecting the trend. It's coming up here. Things are going pretty good. I mean, there is a little bit of a pullback, I guess, with some of the coins, or at least some of the meme coins and stuff like that. But I think it's just rotation. Yeah, this morning looks like things are picking up, going green. We love to see it. But I do want to take a look at this right here on CoinMarketCap. We have greed at 68%. Yeah, that's up there. 68%. Market cap is 3.4 trillion. Somebody said they wanted to, or Trump was looking to add like 10 trillion to this. That's absolutely insane. If that happens, it's gonna be a wild bull run. Let's look at what's trending. But altcoin season is, yeah, we're not in altcoin season. I don't understand this chart. Let's take a look at this. I'm kind of curious about the season index and see what that means. I haven't seen this one before. Altcoin season index provides real-time insights whether cryptocurrency is currently an altcoin based on the performance of top 10 or top 100 altcoins relative to Bitcoin over the last 90 days. Okay. So it looks like we're heating up a little bit. We did have a little bit of a spike. When was this? Earlier this month, which isn't bad, but it is heating up. I mean, that's good to see. We've been waiting for them. I've been looking at this and I'm like, man, this is insane. Why do we have Bitcoin at 108 and Solana's at 170? You know, Ethereum's 2,600 or something like that. It just seems like everything is lagging behind. That's pretty cool though. I do like that. I haven't seen this before. Is this Bitcoin? Or no, that's a market cap. So that's the index. That's relative, all of them average. That's the market cap. So the market cap's going up. That's what we want to see. And this is, yeah, everything's kind of lining up exactly how it should. So that's good to see. I didn't know that they had this map up there. But I do want to take a look at the top coins up here as far as alts, because it's something I'm kind of looking at. Like, is this time to, you know, rotate into that if you guys were looking to? And All right. We got a Bitcoin at 108,000. That's so insane. So crazy to see that. And just to see the way the timeline's not like euphoric about this, that's what makes me think we're in like the third, fourth inning when it comes to the whole grand scheme of things here, especially with the lag from the altcoins with Ethereum at 2,600. We got XRP at $2.30, BNB at $688, Solana's at $174. Let's see, Dogecoin 22 cents, Cardano, fucking Cardano, 75 cents. That shit was so funny when people were like, yeah, this is the way to go. I'm like, no, I don't know, man. I don't think it's a bad way to go, but I just don't think it's the way to go. But shit, it's number 9 out of everything, so it's doing something. Market cap's at 26.12 billion, right? Yeah. You got Tron at 27 cents. Sui. Let's take a look at this chart because we are seeing more excitement, more trending, more volume, more users, more activity, everything. I haven't faded this. I just, at the time when I decided to expand and try, to check out another chain, I went with the E instead of the U, and we see how that played out. I made some good friends over there. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a net negative. It was just, fall in line or fall out, right? All right, so this is the month. I want to look at the year with this chart. When did this start to take off? So September. I remember hearing right around this area. What's this price range? Yeah, so right around here, I saw a couple people kind of grumbling about this. I guess they caught wind of it. But yeah, man, it's been taken off. And then this sell-off right here, the homie Scene, he's pretty bullish on Sui. And I watch his posts all the time, and he kind of has a good, I guess you could say, understanding or feel for this coin. So I watch his posts a lot and see what he's saying. He's like, just keep buying the dip. And I'm like, well, okay. He was right. I mean, when that sold off and there was that whole hack with the Cetus and stuff like that, that was spot on. That was a good opportunity to pick up. And it's really cool what they did, man. Well, that's another cool thing to see here. It found support right there where it broke out. And it's good to see that. So that's very strong in the $2 range. If this ever comes back down to that area, that's definitely a signal to, scoop it up. But the homie Scene, CEEN, he's a Galactic Gecko as well. He has some good takes. He's a funny motherfucker. But he's very bullish on Sui. How do you guys say that? I'm curious. Just checking the chat, see if there's anything in there. I don't know. Some people were saying some bullish things about this. I don't know how high this will go. I don't know where to expect it. I haven't paid attention to it or even really listened to much of it. I don't know anything about it other than what you see on the timeline. And, they're building and NFTs, there's spaces all the time. They're definitely giving that early builder vibes. And, well, the cool thing about Sui was a lot of Solana people went over there last bull run or, bull cycle because there was an opportunity. It was like Aptos, Sui, they're all launching and trying to replicate what Solana was, finding success in. So seeing some of those homies over there and seeing how Solana did support, a lot of the people over there when this hack happened, it was really cool to see. And that's what makes me think like this one has a really good shot at doing some good shit. So keep your eyes on that one. I could see that moving up here closer to Solana. Does it flip it? I don't know if that's going to happen. You're at 12 billion versus 90. Let's see. We got Hyperliquid at $35.53 with $11 billion market cap. I do like everything I'm hearing about this. This is an EVM, right? And this gave you a good opportunity right here. And then it's been shooting up there. There were people talking about this earlier in the year, even last year. I want to say that I was listening to people kind of, say this is a good opportunity to get in. This is a coin that they believed in. They were saying Hypeo and all of those things, Hyperliquid. I didn't really pay attention to it because I was focused on building on other things, and I just didn't want to move around that much. But I mean, obviously, they knew what they were talking about. It ran up here. A lot of the NFTs were doing pretty good. But this is definitely something to keep your eyes on. over the last year, it's up 1,000%. You could probably see this running. There was a lot of people that I was seeing in the space that I do respect their opinions and what they're talking about when it comes to coins, market caps, growth, and all that kind of stuff. And don't don't take this any more than a grain of salt. But the idea that this could get close to Solana price range, or at least perform like Solana, is what they've been kind of saying, hinting at. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. But I'm watching it for that reason, because when a lot of people were very bullish on Solana when it went down to $8, they stepped in the $20 to $40 range and went super heavy. And it kind of looks like very similar things are happening there. Just the conversation, just the sentiment, just what you keep your ear to the ground, you start to hear things, right? Something to keep your eyes on as well. Do your doing research, get into the doc, see what they really are cooking up over there. That's like the number one thing for me, is to find something that looks interesting and then go look at, what are they building? What are they wrote down? What do they want people to see or understand about the chain when it gets to that point, Let's see here. We got Chainlink at $15.95. Am I at this one yet? Yeah. We got AVAX at $23.06. We're seeing a lot of this too. They have the card. They had the big summit thing going on. People were pretty bullish on AVAX. One of the things I was doing is hanging out with the arena. I had the dude Jason on a space last year before, most of the people that are so bullish on AVAX are bullish, but a lot of those people got deals and they're working for them now. So like they weren't there out of pocket. They were there out of employment. And that's the thing that's a little different. And shout out to them. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, they weren't there supporting it when nobody else was, when he was building. And I guess they reached out and they had the influence. So shout out to them. And if you're trying to get to that level, you need to build your influence up. You got to come out more. You got to go to spaces. You got to connect with people. You got to rub elbows and bump shoulders or something like that. I don't know exactly how it said. Whatever fucking boomer term you want to put it in there. But AVAX, I think it does good. I could see this, continuously growing and moving up. They got gaming on their side, and they got the Arena app. The Arena app is cool. They got the stages. I don't participate too much on there. My homie from the Mad Lads, who was that? Alec, maybe? I think it was Alec. He was suggesting, holding stages and stuff like that. And that's something I was doing before. Maybe I'll do it again. But yeah, I was doing that at work, actually. I was trying to do that when I was working the other job early in the morning before anybody got there for like 30, 40 minutes because it was new. But that's when I saw all of these new, people coming in there and bull posting about it. I was like, damn, where were you guys at during the summer? This thing has been around. I kind of knew about this, but it's good to see the growth. It's good to see people having fun with that one. So pretty bullish on AVAX. We got Stellar at 28 cents, Toncoin at $3.41. Shiba doing its thing. I don't know if this one pops back off or gets a run again, but it's an OG meme. One thing that is being talked about is anybody that was holding from the last run, the last cycle that was down bad. There's a lot of people kind of thinking that they're going to sell at break-even prices, and that could be something to pay attention to for a buying opportunity, one, or it could be an opportunity for you to position yourself accordingly and just do what you need to do. But to pay attention to that with all these coins, especially meme coins, people that have been round tripping and holding, they're going to want to break out and get into stuff that has more liquidity and more momentum and more real growth, not just inflated fucking InfoFi growth. InfoFi and all of that shit is good, man. And we could talk about that in a second. We only got about 10-20 minutes left, so let's see. Hedera, shout out to them. I like that they're working with Karate Combat and everything over there. Met some cool people like that dude Post. I think he's pretty bullish over there. Talked with him a little bit about HBAR. Davatola, he's another one that I think is pretty bullish with HBAR. But all those guys, they definitely see the value in this top 20 out of 100. Not a bad pick. Polkadot, I'm seeing more people talk about that because the InfoFi, and I know this has been around for a while. It's one of the first ones I noticed. Monero, people were saying that this is going to flip Bitcoin. Let's see. BitGet, they're doing some really cool stuff with integrating in their wallets and stuff like that with Say. I did a piece on that and covered that as well. So pay attention to that. Pepe, obviously a banger. Pi, are you guys farming Pi or farming Pi? Where's my? Oh, it's fucking right there. because this is a mixed bag. Some people are like, "This is absolute dog shit." And other people are like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it." Like a bunch of boomers are doing it, which is kind of funny. When you see boomers doing stuff and holding stuff, and it's like, well, what are you doing that for? What do you know that I don't know, or what are you believing that I'm not? You know, I don't know. Let's see. I'm just kind of seeing where everything is at this. Not going to break down anything else because I do want to take a look at some meme coins. Oh, I dropped a video on the Raj Gokul on that whole incident where he had his stuff stolen and how it happened. Like some people were saying it was from the Coinbase leak, which it wasn't, but it was a good. I mean, it would be a good assumption. It wouldn't be crazy to think that. But apparently his email got hacked. He got socially engineered. They got into his email and everything was backed up to his cloud. That's how they got all that information. But if you guys are reposting his actual fucking information, you suck. You are a scumbag. Like, you don't have to repost that. You can repost it and censor everything else out. Don't be part of the problem. Like, you can put awareness out there. Because I made a post about it saying, this is crazy. One of the craziest stories. Tried to extradite this guy for 40 Bitcoin. He said no. They doxed everything of his wife, pictures of that. Like, you don't need to post her. You can post him. He's out there. But everybody doing that other shit, man, you're weird. You're weird as fuck. But that's the world we live in. That's the shit that people are gonna do. But that video performed extremely well on TikTok. It's like at I think close to 1,000 right now views on there, which is dope. Let's see. What up right now? But I'm not going to get too far into it. I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, it's at 952 in a few hours. So that's not bad. The thing about that is the reason I posted it was to raise more concern with security. I was drained one time by clicking on a suspicious link and, well, not suspicious, clicking on a link that obviously was bad. I got socially engineered as well. I was in Ghost Kid DAO Discord. Somebody impersonated one of the founders, and I thought it was him. After I click it, and I'm like, "Why? What the fuck is going on?" I just started seeing everything draining out of my wallet. I was like, "No way!" But it was my fault. I clicked on the wrong thing. Most all security issues are user error. Like, you could say, "Oh no, it's because they went in there." It's like, well, if you don't set up your things like 2FA, you do make it a lot easier for the person to take your shit. It's like, not locking your house door and expecting why somebody walked in, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, everything else is pretty much sitting there. What's Jupiter say? I know that the price ran up on Jupiter very recently. 62 cents, 1,796,000,000. Fucking Jupes. I love Jupe. I think this is like a $5 token. For real. Bonk is doing pretty damn good. This is one of my long-term holds right here. And yeah. All right, cool. We'll just cut it right there and move it on over to Bird Eye. What did I just fucking click? That's not Bird Eye. It's Yaps. Dude, there's so many InfoFi things going on right now. There's that cookie thing. There's the Kaido. I think Kaido is like the big, like, in reference to like coins, Kaido is like Bitcoin and everything else is like an altcoin. It's like a derivative. There's different purposes. There's different reasons, different metrics, all of that kind of stuff. But I think Kaido is the main one to be involved with. However, I did sign up with I think it was No, it wasn't Ethos. I needed like an invite link or some shit for that. But there was another one. What was it called? I don't know. Somebody asked me if I was into it. It was the Wall Chain? Yeah, that's what it was. I think that's the name of it. I don't really know what they do either. So don't ask me. I got to look into it. I just signed up because homie was bullish on it. And I was like, look, if this is going to help you, I'll do it. I'll support you. But I don't personally care too much for it. So is what it is. All right, so we got a mixed bag. We got some red, we got some green with these coins over here. Let's just go to Jupe real quick. I think this is like 50% down from all-time high. All right, guys. Again, when you look at your tokens, go to 4-hour chart. Don't be crazy. so you can get a real view of what's going on. You get historical price action. You can really see where the reversal was, and once you start to see like an ecosystem utility token like this, it's going to perform just like most of the other tokens. This kind of lays the foundation, the groundwork. There's your reversal. You'll see a lot of coins are going to have this reversal at the same exact point. But one of the things I was trying to point out to people when I was looking at this all the way back in March and in April, you had this downside. Well, you were getting lower lows than you've ever had before. And once I noticed that, I was like, Jupe's not going away. It's one of the main reasons Solana is performing as well as it is. Having that platform and protocol available. Shout out to them for pulling or including the lending borrowing aspect. I think that's going to be huge. But like I said, guys, this is extremely bullish position right here. So this is where the breakout basically was out right here. You have your cup and handle situation. And one thing I was pointing out to people, if you're not sure how to read cup and handle, so look at your low. This is a pretty cool trick. Find the low of your cup, right? That's a little crooked. Hey. All right. So maybe it's a little higher than that. You'll see what I mean in a second. So when you have a cup and handle and it fills the cup, and you have the handle situation right there, that next run up usually is the same distance as where the top of the cup is. So if it goes there and you have this depth right here, your run up, this leg up, should be the same amount right here. So this is a way to position yourself if you're looking to scalp this trade. If you see this forming anywhere, any chart, anything you see, look at the depth, look at the breakout, and try to figure out where that's going to go. You can time your entries and exits on a nice scalp trade like that. I was just looking into charts and patterns the other day, like trying to study up, like how can I get a better edge on this? And it's not really getting a better edge. It's a better position. It's better entry, and it's knowing where you want to exit. Yeah, sure, you could exit right here, but when you got something that's cooking like this, look at how, this thing ran up here. But my point is, it ran up here, and then it came back down, and then it retested this right here, as you can see, and then that became support. It just kept bouncing. Let me close this out. Now, when you look all the way over here, you broke support. You came all the way back down here. But what do we have here now, guys? What does this look like? A nice cup and handle situation again. So we're going to try to find, this is where it's going. Is this the cup? Or is this going to be it? And then you measure your depth and you put it over here. All right, so I'll just guess at this. And this isn't, something I would suggest you guys do. But let's say that's our point right there, right? Perfect. And let's say that we're going to call this, like it comes up here to this point, and then you have your handle, right? So right here, just imagine that line straight across. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So, point being, and this could be completely wrong, but this is something that I've been seeing. So you fill the cup, you got a handle that comes down here, and then your run up should be something like that to come up to these highs. Now look at where that kind of falls in. Like if this is a handle situation, hey, take it easy. Oh, fuck me. I'm destroying everything I'm doing now. All right, so if it does come down and give you a handle, look at where the tops come all the way across here, right? You see it, right? Just draw the line. Doesn't have to be perfect. Gives you just a point of reference so you can kind of have an idea where you want to be. What the? Right? So, cup, handle, what's the depth? Measure it out here. Where does that fall into? It falls into the next point of resistance, at least major resistance, because this is the channel. This could trade through here, but this is the channel. So if this comes up and comes back down, look, it'll be similar to that. It's basically a replica of this. And then you can find this on almost every single cup and chart that validates that bullish sentiment. So yeah, that's that. I'll speed run through these just because it is time to wrap this up. So first things first, that's Jupe. Well, it's at the top of the charts anyway, so I like that. ME, not looking at that. We know it's at the bottom. Buy a bag of that if you believe in Magic Eden. Fwalg took a little bit of a pullback, 6% on a meme coin. Really isn't shit when you're looking at 30, 40%. That's when you can get a little worried that maybe it's going the wrong way. But 6, 10%, I don't give two shits about that. I mean, I'm not adding to the position either because you're just in a channel right now. Boom, 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 right there. A little higher right there, right? Roughly. I'm just going to go in it right in the middle of that. People try to get very precise with this, and I don't think you need to until you need to. Like, this is okay to kind of just have an idea and kind of take a look at what you see here and how it plays out. Yeah, we'll move this up here. Roughly in that area. It could be a little bit lower, but you see where you're seeing it bounce, bounce, bounce. If this doesn't run up there, and I mean, you're getting a nice giant W forming right here. What I'm thinking that this looks like, especially with the previous price action, this is cool. I like this. Oh yeah, this is a good example. Look all the way back here. I didn't even look at these points of historical reference when it comes to the price until just now. This is just completely, like I said, I wasn't being exact, just guessing kind of where these should go. Works out pretty damn perfectly, doesn't it? So when you see that, you're seeing correlations, you're seeing similar patterns, you're seeing it repeat itself a little bit. It doesn't, you know, it's not going to go exact, but it sure as shit is going to rhyme a little bit, huh? We could see this start to trend upwards at some point here, because this is where it broke out before. Now, what are we going to look for when it does that? Well, you're going to look for your cup. You're going to look for something like that, your leg down, and then, like I said, you look across here, you can measure down to the depth. And let's take this, and let's just say that this is the cup right here, and we get this run up. Where does this fall? Let's see if this happens to fall anywhere where you have support and resistance. And like I said, I'm not being exact. I'm just kind of throwing these out there just to give you an idea of how to look at a chart and how, like, it makes sense. And this isn't just, this takes time. Like, I've been studying charts for a while, all the way from stocks, options, and I'm not like a fucking seasoned pro, but it starts to make a little bit of sense. And if it doesn't make sense, we'll keep working at it until it does. So that does give you a point right here. Maybe it probably like right there. So I don't know. That looks pretty good, but that's the depth from this cup right here. So if you get a handle and it runs back up here, you might be, you know, headed to the 30 range. My gut tells me that this is in a strong position, 20 to 30 cents. And what's this? 16, 17, 18. Yeah. So you have a lot more. Again, I call this traffic when you see a lot of these lines right there. Like, it just looks craziness. So call it whatever you want to, but I'll put one here, put one here. And a lot of times when you do this just off of, like, let me just take a look at this. So what does this look like? Your fucking Fibonacci extensions are going to look very similar to this. It's just with different colors and a little bit more precise, you know, positioning. But just keep this in mind when you're looking at coins, when you're looking at trying to trade them. Like, don't just jump into it because you see the momentum, you see that there's a lot of volume. That could be a warning sign to, hey, this is going to crash as soon as it runs up. But I don't know. You start to see this. There's support resistance. It's little channels like this. If this does fill the cup, if this does make the move that we're hoping for, maybe this is more on an angle like that, obviously, but it's typically the depth right there. So that's your TA lesson for today. But with that being said, guys, we are at about an hour, I do believe, right? Are we at an hour, 58 minutes? Perfect. Bro, can you give any quick X plays for those who have only less than dollars to invest? Yes, I can give you a play. Get more dollars. And continue to stack them. You should not be playing with money like that. Unless you're looking to, you know, get into the market. But if you're looking to, you know, get more dollars and continue to stack them, you should not be playing with money like that. if you were not. And this is a homie from YouTube. He's been following me for a little while, apparently. But this is for everybody. This is a good lesson. If you have only a few dollars to invest, save more. Consistently put that same amount away for a month, and then see what you have to work with. Sure, you might run into a position where you miss an entry. There's going to be other ones. There's going to be pullbacks. There's going to be other opportunities. But my best advice for anybody in this position where you don't have a lot of skin to mess with, or skin in the game in general, I would not be looking for X plays. I would be looking for dollar cost averaging into plays. Like, for instance, let's say that you like FWOG. You like what you see here. You see that it's at the bottom. It's a very strong community. It's got some of the best artwork when it comes to meme coins. And trust me, they just posted you don't have to trust me. Just listen to me. They just posted something with Bored Ape Yacht Club at an arcade game with FWOG looking up there. And usually people are hinting at stuff like, is the game coming out? Bonk is coming out with a game. That's another coin. Maybe we'll take a look at that just because you asked. So if you only have a few dollars, make sure that you find some income, save every single week the same amount, or add to the same position. Don't spread it out. If you put $5 in 5 different positions, you're going to have to sell them all at the same time, recoup that profit to make the same as one trade. If you try to diversify with too small, you're just spreading yourself too thin. You need to look at it like, all right, what's a nice play? What's something I can get into and I can add into it? And something like this that's at the bottom, this gives you a good chance of, getting in there. You might just have to have more time. And like, if you try to speed run your success, you're going to lose it and you're going to burn yourself. Trust me, I know from experience. I wouldn't be telling you guys this shit if I didn't live through it, because that's not really helpful for anybody. And just making things up. I mean, yeah, that's my advice for you. I wouldn't be looking to flip a couple dollars and trying to do that. Other people will tell you other things, but I'm telling you from my experience, it usually doesn't work out well. Anybody that says, 0.2 soul in a dream, well, they probably have more than 0.2 soul after that dream fails, because it does. That's just what they're using for that trade. Also, it's a tactic that many people use to bring people into their trade because they want more hands on deck. They need liquidity in there, whether you want to call it exit liquidity or whether you want to call it fucking liquidity to see this thing run. But this is another one right here. This is Bonk. This has had tremendous nice run-ups. It's constantly over this whole time period. This is, except for this sell-off right here, everything was trending up. Then you broke that down here. You came back down here. But look, same thing as I said earlier. When you see this sell-off right here, you're going to see a very similar pattern with all of these where they reverse and start trending upwards. And that's exactly what Bonk looked like it's going to be doing. They've been making announcements. They've been growing, doing all types of cool shit. It's the OG Solana meme coin. You don't want to fade an opportunity like this. I was calling this out all the way back here. I was like, I was calling it out and I was buying back here. I was like, you're not going to get this again, because this is February 2024. I mean, this only gave you a few options to get in this low. So with what I had, I was adding to the position, staking it for the max staking, get the 3x leverage, and then you get the rewards with them. That's something I want to find out. I got to ask around today. Do you claim your rewards and add them into it, or what do you guys do? Because I let mine just keep stacking up. I don't know what the best method is, because I don't have any intentions of pulling it out. I think that this is a play that could be, 3 to 5 year play for sure. Maybe less, maybe more. It's up to you to decide that, but it's definitely something to get into on the ground. Now, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more, you can dollar cost average in, and it's got some good opportunity to upside. I'm going to show you this last one. I'm going to wrap this up. $22 million on the market cap for Troll, and one of the most recognizable memes out there. I would say it's definitely on par with this is a good example right here. I can just confirm what I've been showing you. You take the bottom, say this is, where's the cup? Looks like that. Oh, but no, I think this is an extremely popular and recognizable meme. So once you have that, fill the cup right there, look over here. You have the handle, it comes back down. You see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't try to do anything exact here. I just said, oh, that looks about it right there. That looks about the bottom. That fucking matches perfectly. So I'm not making this stuff up. It's not just fucking hocus pocus. I'm showing you real, legitimate stuff that you can start to practice in your own trades, in your own positioning, your own entries and exits. So take that information, do what you need to do with it, guys. I'm SMS, and this is GM Chat. Hope you got some vibes and value out of this. If you have anything you guys want me to cover, feel free to send me a DM. If you got any questions, you want to talk more, you might want to come up and join the conversation. Always welcome to do this Monday through Friday. We're going to be doing these at 7:30 a.m. And then at 11 a.m. is when we go live with SMS Live. And today we're going to be joined with Quicks. And just a reminder, I'm going to pull this up and share this with you. Boom. Right here. Got the homie, the famous Fox on Solana, rocking out with the Soulflare Guardians. But we're going to be talking with him today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Very excited for this. And let me get this thing off here so you can see it better. What am I doing? Hi. There we go. But yeah, it should be a good conversation. Should be about 45 minutes to an hour or so. Don't want to beat a dead horse on anything, but do want to make sure you guys get some good some alpha from that. Like I said, with that being said, guys, I am gonna wrap this up, grab a bite to eat, and get on with the day. And you will see a short posted very, very soon, maybe the next 20 minutes or so. I try to get them out by about 9 o'clock. And yeah, with that,